All right, so Scotch Gang asked me to review this show, Martha's Vineyard Summerhouse. I had no interest whatsoever in even looking at this show. I am so glad that I decided to look at one episode, which turned into me binging the entire 2 seasons. So, shout out to Scotch Gang for suggesting this show. It is my absolute new favorite reality show on TV. And shout out to Bravo because you got another hit on your hands. Anora Banga. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I wanted to bring you kind of like a season 1 overview, character analysis, kind of like a first impressions kind of review for Martha's Vineyard Summerhouse. And y'all, this show has got it going on. There is a lot going on with all of these different personas that we are being introduced to. This is a beautiful cast of young Black professionals. Before we get into the season 1 kind of character analysis, first impression moment, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary. And so YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers just like you. Viewers who would not ordinarily get an opportunity to connect with my channel. So that being said, y'all, let's just jump into it, okay? I have been trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, the best way to approach it, because it's already like season 2, episode 5. I understand that they're getting a reunion. I just saw on Twitter that Andy was asking, what questions should I ask the cast? Next recap, I'll probably do just all of season 2, just overall thoughts, and then I'll start off 6, 7, 8. I think there's only going to be 8 episodes this season, plus the reunion, so I'm kind of coming in somewhat on the tail end, like towards the middle end, but it is what it is. I had to come in and jump in and say my piece. I think that there are so many great conversations that are happening on this show, and we'll get to it. We will get there, okay? First off, we're going to start with Jasmine, okay? Ooh, is that lint? I just washed my hair like 2 days ago, and I haven't done anything to it but put some leave-in and brush it out, but I'm going to have to like blow dry it. And actually, I need a relaxer probably in another couple weeks. Anywho, Jasmine. So Jasmine is kind of the nucleus of this group. She is a screenwriter. Well, how she knows all of these girls, pretty much just about all of them. Her main friend group, I should say, they all worked at some Playboy Bunny Club. Jasmine reminds me a lot of Joan from Girlfriends. She if you watch Girlfriends, I think you understand what I mean by that. Jasmine, like I said, is the nucleus of this group. And, you know, the thing that I noticed about Jasmine within the first few episodes is that not only is she an ineffective communicator, but she is passive aggressive and non-confrontational. I could see how those personality traits would stir up some conflict. I want to give some quick examples of that. So we are introduced to one of her friends. Her name is Mariah. And I can't remember how she and Mariah said that they met, but Mariah is a single mom. She has a 7-year-old. She has a really cool vibe about her. Anyway, Jasmine invited Mariah to live with her in New York, but what she did not tell Mariah is that she was getting evicted. Sorry? You put you and your friend in danger simply because you refuse to tell her for some reason that you're getting evicted. I don't understand that. By the way, check out my nails, honey. I just did this set a couple days ago and I'm obsessed. My little gemstone Frenchie. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, that was kind of wild to me. That was wild and ridiculous. They were living out of their car. They shot some pilot for a show that they wrote together. Cool, no problem. The other thing about Jasmine, Bria, another one of the I don't want to call them characters. I guess persona. Another one of the personas, the people that we're introduced to. Bria, she brings in this dog. She doesn't tell anybody about the dog. It's her emotional support dog. Fine. However, you definitely need to tell people about, if you're bringing an animal, because, that's not going to bode well for everybody. Some people, number one, they're scared of dogs. I was just having this conversation with my best friend yesterday. She's allergic to long-haired animals and even some short-haired animals. So that's not cool. And Bria is walking around talking about, oh, well, that's y'all's problem. No, sweetie, it's not their problem. It's yours, because you didn't ask anybody about this. So Jasmine is having a conversation about this with the other house members. And Bria is sitting right there on the couch. And Bria is like, hello, I'm right here. And Jasmine goes over casually like, hey, girl, blah, blah, blah. And she's not really acknowledging what she said over on, while she's at the table talking to her other friends. And it's like, big yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. I want to be clear on something too. I don't think do I dislike anybody on this show? I don't think I dislike anybody actively outside of Phil and Silas. Silas, who is Jasmine's husband. All right, before we get into Silas, I want to wrap up my thoughts about Jasmine. Jasmine is interesting to me, right? Because all throughout this season, we keep hearing about how she's having such a hard time adjusting to marriage. And, we learn later on in the season that she understands what her expectations are as a wife. And then we have Silas complaining that she's not making him breakfast on vacation. So it's like, girl, this is really what you signed up for? Then we see her kind of pressuring Jordan, another one of the friends, pressuring her to find a life partner, to be buddied up with somebody in the house in an intimate way. So they're at the table and she's like, so, Jordan, are you interested in anyone? Are you guys attracted to anyone here? It's like, girl, relax. You don't have to play matchmaker. Those things will take place naturally. I also like that Jordan said to her, can we just float in conversation? We don't need conversation prompts. That's very much something that Joan from Girlfriends would do. You know what I mean? Always trying to have all these activities and games. And it's like, girl, people just want to chill, relax, talk, catch the vibe, catch a lime. You get what I'm saying? The other thing that I noticed about her is like, you want to push the agenda of Jordan having a life partner, but Bria is telling you that she's in a relationship and for whatever reason you don't respect that. Now, obviously, I don't know all the history. Jasmine interprets Bria to be a flighty person. But I don't know. I just felt like in that moment, you still need to respect where people are, respect their relationships. Even if you have reservations, you have no choice as a friend but to see where it goes. I think that Jasmine and Silas, her husband, are very out of order for having sex all wild and loud in the house. That was crazy. Girl, you know you being loud. He know he being loud. You know people can hear you. Don't talk about, oh, we didn't know the walls were so thin. Don't be ridiculous. Y'all are ridiculous. That was wild to me. And then Silas wanted to say, I can't have sex with my wife when she's being quiet, but I don't want any man to hear my wife having sex. Child, let's get into Silas while we on it. Silas is the exact type of nigga that I can't stand. Possessive, controlling, overbearing. It's like he wants to be your parent, but he wants to be a baby at the same time. And it's like, you got to choose one. You got to pick a side. This army culture, this African culture, I could see how that would rub against Jasmine and their relationship. But this is what she chose. This is what she likes. This is what she wants. He wants to police what his wife does when he's not around. He doesn't want his wife getting free drinks from other men when she's out at the club with Jordan. He also is pressed about Jordan because Jordan is obviously very pretty. They get a lot of attention, obviously, from men when they're out. Okay, they're getting free drinks. They're getting accommodations. Hello. And he doesn't want that. So he's trying to police her interactions outside of the home. I can't with that. Later on in the season, Silas and the men are out, and women are sending free drinks to Silas in the group, but he doesn't reject them. Now, one of the castmates, his name is Nick. I did like how he checked Silas to say, like, hey, she's a grown woman. She and Jordan have been friends long before you came into the picture. They have made it this far. They will be okay on a night that they stay out 2 to 3 in the morning. That's a grown-ass woman. That's not your child. You get what I'm saying? And I love that that conversation was had. And I love that it was another man who brought this conversation to the fold, who brought this conversation to Silas's attention. That's a grown-ass lady. And that constrictive, possessive stuff that y'all like to do, it's not conducive to a healthy relationship. That's what I'll say. Complaining about his routine being thrown off because him and Jasmine are both on vacation and he wants his breakfast cooked. These are the men that y'all marry and have kids with. Amir, another one of the castmates, brought Silas a plate of food. Like, no problem, man, I got you. Silas gonna talk about, oh, another man can't bring another man a plate. Are men okay? The thing that really gets to me about patriarchy is that it defies all logic when men are the ones who claim that they are the most logical creatures. When this literally makes no sense. Here is some sustenance for your body coming to you from a friend. And you're going to say, well, my wife didn't cook it. I can't accept food from a man. What kind of man accepts food from another man? You sound very dumb. You sound stupid. You do. These are the men that y'all marry and have kids with, though. I can't. And Jasmine, the thing about Jasmine is that she enables this because this is what you chose. This is the life that you chose for yourself. And my best friend and I were talking about this as well. She chose a man that would take care of her. But see, here's the problem with this. Towards the end of season 1, Silas is breaking on Jasmine about his motherfucking suit not being pressed when he could have pressed the suit his damn self. Right? She ran some errands. She ran to the store and he's complaining about his suit going on for hours. He brought this up in the morning. Then he's complaining about it later on that night when they get into bed. Are you all not exhausted? How are y'all living like this? No, for real. And what was I saying earlier about patriarchy? It warps the brain. It defies all logic. Oh, towards the end, we saw Silas breaking on Jasmine, and I can't remember what he said to her. I need to go back and rewatch it. He said something about your life will change forever. And the thing, oh, that's what I was about to say. Okay, Jasmine probably feels the panic from her being homeless that time. So she chose a man who's going to take care of the bills and all of these things. But at the same time, what you're doing is you're putting yourself in a bad predicament because on Mad Day, a nigga like Silas is going to emotionally pull out and financially pull out and leave you for dead. We see it all the time. We saw it on Real Housewives of Miami. Look what Lenny did to Lisa. That's what they do. You cannot solely depend on a man to take care of you. You just cannot. And why would you want to in this day and age where women have access to so much in terms of resources and jobs and money and positions? These days, Black women are out earning their partners. Why would we want to go backward to this 1950s Stepford housewife shit? Back then, our great grandmothers, for some of us, our grandmothers didn't have bank accounts, didn't have jobs. They had to solely depend on their husbands because they had to. And now you are willingly putting yourself in a position where somebody could potentially financially put you up in a bind, because we know that these men can be financially abusive on Mad Day. I don't know. It's just ridiculous to me. Then another conversation Silas was having at the table with the men, with Jason, the light-skinned one with the green eyes, saying, if you listen to a woman too much, you don't get any pussy. These are the men that y'all marry and have kids with. These are the ones. Anyway, child, just insufferable. I can't stand Silas. By the way, I'm glad he's not there for season 2. And I'm not one of those people that feel like, oh, he gave us something to talk about. We have plenty to talk about in season 2 without Silas being there. Plenty. Next up, Bria. Bria is a mess. Bria is, here's what Bria gives me. Bria gives me that she was raised in a very tumultuous environment. And so she creates that tumultuous environment, that hectic, kind of dramatic situation wherever she goes. Okay, she's going to recreate it in all of her friendships and her intimate partnerships. She thrives on drama. Her nervous system can't do without it, is what Bria gives me. I don't dislike her, by the way. I just thought she was out of order at times. Bringing the dog in, and, you know, people are complaining about the dog here on the couch, and she's like, that's your problem, not mine. Girl, it's very much your problem. Like, you're wildin'. The other thing about Bria, her wanting her boyfriend, I think his name is Simons, to stay there for a whole week. And it's like, girl, nobody discussed that. Be reasonable. 3 days max, cool. But 7 days, when nobody planned that from jump, and the whole house is opposed to it, it's like, come on. Then she brings the guy. He turns out to be a really nice guy, right? He brings $800 watches for everybody, $1,200 watches for the newlyweds, and that seemed to settle everybody's spirit. And they're like, oh, he can stay as long as he wants. I said, child, where did she find this man? What does Simon do? Is that his name, that white man? I like him, by the way. But what does he do? Does he work at that watch factory? Shout out to Bria, honey. Bria does a lot, y'all. Bria does the most. She was also a Playboy bunny. She's also a fashion entrepreneur. Next up, we have Jordan. Now, I really enjoy Jordan. I see a lot of myself in Jordan. I do enjoy that she really doesn't let the dudes make it on much, you know. They're all pressed and stressed about Miss Jordan, and she's really like playing it cool, playing it demure, you know what I mean? Playing a little bit hard to get. Like, I like that. I'm into it. I like that she feels as though romance doesn't have to dictate my life. I have other things going on outside of romance. It's not my dreams. It's not my goal. It's not the end all be all. And I was like, yes, ma'am. I love that attitude, especially in someone who's, well, she's not that much younger than me. She's 6-7 years younger than me. But I think that's incredible, you know, and I just love to hear women in general kind of just coming into this idea about their own personal power and how it has nothing to do with romance or man. And if you find it, that's cool. But don't hinge your life and your worth upon that. You know what I'm saying? We learned that Jordan lost her mom at 16, and I think this contributes a little bit to her edge. I actually like everybody on this cast. Only people I actively dislike are Silas and Phil. We'll get to Phil later. Next up, what else about Jordan? The only thing about Jordan really that concerns me is when she's having conversations with men, she gets a little buck. She got buck with Phil, and that concerned me. I don't mind that she checked him because Phil definitely needed to be checked, but she was acting like she wanted to fight him, and that's why I'm like, sis, please, please, because you know, a lot of these niggas are not set up correct up here. Okay. It's very much unhinged energy. And I just feel like, I don't know. I just don't trust a lot of these dudes to do the right thing. So as a woman, I would want her to be a little bit more careful because a lot of these men just don't care. They will go after you violently. So I just wanted her to take it easy. Yes, check him. He needed to be checked. You know what? Let me just get into Phil next because I keep mentioning Phil. Phil is a friend of Bria. I just thought it was funny that Bria, one chaotic person in the house, was introducing another chaotic motherfucker into the fold. Anyway, Phil. My friend said this yesterday. It was cracking me up. Coming in the house looking like every bit of 2002. Okay? Loud. Holding the liquor bottle like it was a gun and aiming it at people, being all loud, walking through the house, talking about it's my room, walking through people's rooms, walked into Nick's room, took a shit in that man's bathroom, and didn't flush the toilet because Bria didn't leave a note saying that this is Phil's room. Where'd they find this man? Where'd they find this clown? As soon as he came up in there, I was like, oh no, he gotta go. He was completely throwing off the energy for me as soon as he got there. Then he pressed Alex, and Alex sat there with his elbow resting against the couch like he wasn't gonna do nothing. And I sat there and I looked at Alex like, you gonna let this man press you like that and talk to you wild and crazy, come up in your space? We gonna get to Alex. We gonna get there. I respected that Amir stepped to him like, listen, I will move some furniture around in this motherfucker if you don't leave now. He didn't say that literally, but I really respected that Amir pressed him like, no, playboy. You're not coming in here with the rah-rah shit because we could really get it jumping for real. From that moment, I was like, okay, Amir, we here. We right here, okay? Next. Let me just get into Alex because I just mentioned him. The thing that made me look at Alex crazy was that moment with Phil. When Phil raised up on him, and he just sat there on that couch. You continued to sit and be silent. I'm sorry. That is a red flag to me. If I'm staying in a house with a bunch of people, men and women, right? And I'm not around, and another man comes into the house wilding for respect, because that's what Phil was doing. He came in there wilding for respect. The energy was not fun. Okay. I expect the men that I'm with, that's just my expectation, to raise up, to do something about it. I'm not expecting no man that I'm hanging around with to just sit around and let no other man talk to them crazy. That for me blew me away. That had me side-eyeing the hell out of Alex. I was like, I'm not one of those people that, I think men need to protect and provide. I'm not on that shit, right? Because you could be in a house with a man and somebody can come and do anything. And, what is that man going to do to protect you? You married to a man, you with a man, you walk out of your house, what is he going to do to protect you? He cannot protect you every inch, every step of the way, right? But it's different when you're in a house with somebody and another person comes in and they come in with the rah energy, I expect you to at least try to match it. That's a red flag for me. Like, as a friend and as a lover. I'm just saying. Like, I don't know. If I'm in a house with my friends and another man came in and my friend didn't jump up, it would be a problem. It would be a problem. Me and Alex would have problems if we was friends. For real. For real. No, we would be beefing. Anyway, what else do I have here about Alex? On one hand, it's like you meditate and you want this healthy lifestyle shit, but then you're a self-proclaimed fuckboy. Sure. I mean, I don't dislike Alex. I just think he has his ways about him. He has his ways. Like, I like that Jordan checked him about his comment. You just met this girl, and then you gonna tell her, oh, I can tell you're the toxic friend. Who are you talking to? You don't know me from a roast beef sandwich, sir. So don't make any assumptions about my character. That would piss me off. That would piss me off. I don't want to jump too much ahead. I already said I'm in season 2. Now, Alex ain't my favorite, but the girls are doing a lot about him in season 2. We'll get there, but I can't. They really. I say, y'all got me defending Alex. For real. Y'all got me defending a man, period. On this show. Anyway, child. Nick. Okay. Nick is a very interesting and quite perplexing character to me. Okay. I wasn't really too much feeling Nick when we were first introduced to him because I thought he was pressed, right? Pressed to tell us that he has so many clothes, this extensive wardrobe, and all of this and that, right? Always talking about clothes and what he has, his material possessions. It was like, relax. Then, as the season went on, I noticed that Nick checked Silas on his possessive tendencies towards Jasmine, and I was like, okay, I like this. I like that, Nick. And something else came up with Nick. What else do I have here? He's sliding in everybody's DMs, but then later on we find out that he has a girlfriend, which was weird to me because in the beginning of the season, I got the idea that he was going to try to shoot his shot with Jordan and try to take a different approach, a less aggressive approach than Amir. But I guess he saw that Jordan wasn't going for it, and then he decided to reveal that he had a girlfriend. I was like, okay, that's weird. But I do appreciate that Nick thinks different from the men in that regard. He's not on that possessive tip. I like that he can speak up and check the other men about certain things. All right, who else do I have here? Preston. Preston I really like. Preston seems to be the most level-headed. He seems to be a voice of reason in this group. I feel like Preston and I could easily be friends in real life. The thing that caught my ear about Preston when he was first introduced, Jasmine was going on and on about Black excellence, this and that, and I really liked how he checked her and said, listen, Black excellence to me is the single mother who has the high school education and who raised her children by herself and, raised a strong family. That's Black excellence. And I love that so much because so often Black excellence is postured as who has the most degrees and who has the most businesses. And I think our sense of excellence, right, becomes warped. I think that it becomes warped in a sense that you have to strive for white ideals, there is more than one way to be successful. There's more than one way to be smart. Not everybody has to have 5 and 10 degrees to be deemed worthy of excellence. And I just love that Preston brought that conversation to the center because that conversation that, oh, black excellence, this and that was my reservation with the show. You know, I interpreted these people to be brunch boot blacks. That all of that energy, all that carrying on, I can't take it. It's too much. Black excellence, this and that. It's like, relax, calm down. You got your degree, congratulations. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I just like that Preston, you know, check them on that conversation. All right, next up we have Amir. Amir he's so cute. Okay, his face is so cute. He is half Lebanese, half black. His mom is Lebanese. He said he grew up getting the one guard cut. His mom used to cut his hair. I said, oh Lord, honey. Here we go. That started to worry me about a little bit. As time went on, I was like, okay, Amir is cool. There was a very, very important conversation that came up as it is related to Amir and Jordan about calling dibs on a woman and telling other men, oh, I called dibs on her. I want to talk to her. So that makes the men feel as though they can't approach her. But also the woman has no idea what's going on. So she doesn't know why she's being shut out from all these connections. And I'm glad that Jordan checked him and let him know, like, hey, I'm not interested in you like that. And I didn't consent to what you're doing. You're telling other people you're interested in me, therefore making them feel like they can't talk to me. You know? So I love that conversation was had. I want men to internalize, like, it's not about I'm going to call dibs and she's mine, because what you're being territorial. It's like you're marking her, like you're pissing on her, so no other man can get to her. What it needs to be is, I'm interested, Alex was interested in her, Nick was interested in her, everybody was interested. Let the best man, well, I'm not trying to say let the best man win. It's not about winning. She's not a prize to win, but play the game. Play on, player. Like, put your bid in. Like, get on it. How do you flirt? How do you interact? How do you feel me? That's how I move. I would hate to know that some man is talking about, oh, that's me right there, and stopping other cuties from trying to get to me. That would piss me off. I'm so glad that conversation was had on screen. I don't feel like I've ever seen that conversation had on reality TV about how men are kind of territorial about women and they're having their little side conversations and they're talking about, oh, I want this one. And it kind of like makes other guys feel like they can't talk to her. And it's like, she's none the wiser. Oh, the other thing I had about Amir, I guess the producers were asking Amir and Jordan where they stood now in their friendship after Jordan established, I'm not really interested in you like that. The interesting thing that I noticed between their answers, Jordan said, I really feel like I gained a friend. You know, I really enjoy Amir. You know, I love the time that we spent together. She was very optimistic. On the other hand, they asked Amir how he felt about how things panned out over the summer. And he's like, well, I guess I got friend zoned, in a very melancholy tone. And I'm just like, damn. It really just emphasized for me, a lot of men do not value friendship with women. They don't. They don't care about it. It's all about the conquest. It's all about the pussy. I don't know, why wouldn't a man be as equally excited as the woman that they gained a friendship? Why wouldn't he be like, I walked away with a friend. Jordan is really cool. He's like, well, guess I got friend zoned. And it's like, damn. So do you see the dichotomy in how like men and women interpret relationships between each other? Like, they're not even optimistic when they walk away with you as a friend. Like, you don't even enjoy this woman's presence enough to be like, wow, she's a friend of mine now and I really dig her. Yikes. We got a long way to go. Shanice. Shanice is another Playboy Club bunny. She apparently was dating one of the actors from Insecure. Now, when I Googled him, I did not remember who he was. So, anyway, he claimed that she was a stalker and this and that. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. When I first heard this story, I believed it. I did believe it. Because I said, Shanice got crazy in her eyes. Shanice has crazy in her eyes, but the season went on, and actually, the season went on, and I was kind of on Shanice, but I warmed up to her by season 2 because I kind of started to feel bad for her. That was really what it was. But Shanice low-key be on some bullshit, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm gonna have to jump ahead to tell y'all why. Now, I saw this screenshot. Let me pull it up here. Shanice Henderson. I don't know who this person is. I just screenshotted it. Did I bookmark the thread? I'm gonna have to see if I bookmarked the thread to see who Shanice is replying to. It says Shanice replied to somebody's comment. I don't ask guys for money. I figure shit out myself. I do date rich men, but I don't ask them for money. I get my own shit. In season 2, Shanice is bragging about how she's sending nudes to like different guys. She's dating all these athletes, but she was also complaining that she lost her job. It's like, girl, you fucking athletes and you not getting no money? Where are the praying grandmothers? Where are the praying aunts? Are the mothers raising the daughters? What is going on here? Because the thing that is very strange to me, the thing that is very, very weird, right, is that Bria and Shanice had an OnlyFans together, but they were very, very quick to tell us that we were only, it was like classy kind of like bikini photos, whatever. I guess it wasn't like fully nude. It wasn't anything hardcore. So you want to jump up to tell us that. Then you have no problem telling us that you're Playboy bunnies, but then she's not getting no money from these athletes that she's fucking. So it's like you're playing in sex work in that realm, but you don't want to commit to it. Girl, just go full hoe. Do your thing. Get your bills paid. Like, I don't know. I'm not understanding what Shanice's deal is. I don't know if I fully, I don't know. I don't know what to make of what she's saying here. Again, I'm skipping ahead. But let me just make sure I don't have nothing else. Summer. Now, I liked when we were first introduced to Summer, and then season 2 went on, and I was like, now, Summer, your dirty slip is showing. I liked her at first. She seemed to bring in this like really cool vibe, really chill energy about her. And then her and Alex started doing this, and shit went off the rails. Okay, we gonna talk about it when we catch up in season 2. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm 46 minutes into talking. Let me see how much I can cut this down. Anyway, y'all, that was my season 1 character analysis. Okay, I'm gonna try to catch up. Maybe I'll do episodes. I'll cover episodes 1 through 5 in my next recap. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. I'll think about it. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, and I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.